On First News today, we have been speaking about chemicals, formulation of chemicals out at the Gowan Company. And now let's talk a little bit about chemicals and trying to reduce the toxicity of chemicals and turning to chemicals that are a lot more safe for the environment. Dr. David Kearns is doing exactly that in research. And Dave, we're doing a lot of things with chemicals these days to try to turn over the toxic part of it and turn it into a safer chemical.
Yeah, it's not to say that the chemicals we're not using now are not. I mean, that we are using now are not safe. It's really that with the new mandate to the EPA that we reduce risk, that we are looking at newer insecticides that are much less toxic to mammals, birds, and fish, and anything but insects.
Do these still come from the same type of chemicals, though, that we have seen in the past, or they find some new chemicals?
Most of them are new. They're new chemistries. They're more insect-specific, and even within the group of insects themselves, a lot of them won't kill the beneficial insects, the predators or the honeybees and things like that. So there's been a lot of progress made in the last few years on insecticide research and chemical makeup.
I always get a kick out of all these little things that you have made up to do testing and research, and you have these little plastic deals here. A leaf is encased in this piece of plastic. What are you looking at here?
Well, what we've done is we're real interested in finding out how long an insecticide will work. In the past, citrus growers have complained that when under real hot conditions, that an insecticide will only maybe kill the insects on the trees for 2 or 3 days. So what we're looking at is, well, we want to find out if these newer insecticides will provide longer control. And so what we've done is we treat the trees, and we'll go out and collect thrips, which are very small, tiny insects about the size, a little bit bigger than a grain of sand, and we'll bring those back into the lab along with leaves that were treated, say, a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, and then we'll put these thrips on those leaves and see if the insecticide's still active.
Unique way you collect these little thrips is you go in there with a little portable vacuum.
We have a little hand vacuum, something like you might use to vacuum off your keyboard on your computer. It has a very small tube. It's called a capillary tube that's encased in a cork that's connected to a small straw, and it sucks the little tiny thrips into that straw, and that's how we collect them. They're extremely small, they're extremely difficult to work with. It takes a lot of labor and a lot of eye strain.
Well, maybe we can even see what a thrip looks like. We'll try to take a look through the microscope, but nonetheless, how long will you be working on this research program?
Probably for another 6 weeks.
And then you'll reveal your findings to the citrus growers and what you're finding out on residuals. A residual means how long will that insecticide work?
That's right.
Okay. David, thank you very much. Dr. David Kearns, an entomologist and of course IPM expert, and working with plants to find out how safer chemicals can work in killing pests, specifically a pest, not all pests. And that's a very, very interesting thing to see happening. Biological controls are also part of his studies. I'm George Gatley, and that's the story on First News Today.